Hey YouTube, Volkswagen Dave here, and happy Easter. It's early Easter morning. Well, not early, but like it's actually exactly 10 o'clock in the morning. I got up about a half an hour ago. Anyways, I do some videos today. The reason I haven't uploaded anything, my computer fried itself. I'll explain why. Basically, sometime around 11 to midnight, there was a power surge. Hamilton had a power surge. I knew it was coming, so I shined down the computer anyway because I was going to go to bed. I had work the next morning, or was it school? I don't remember what day it was. I think it was school. Anyways, there was a power surge, but it was so quick. Everything stayed on. The VCR over here was still on. The monitor stayed on. Everything stayed on, but the computer went completely off. When I turned the computer back on, it didn't post or anything. There's no beeps, there's nothing. It just black screen. And I was kind of sitting there kind of like, oh shit, right? If it doesn't post, there's something very wrong. And sure enough, I did further testing with different cards and everything. It fried the power surge fried the motherboard. And also fried the graphics card, but everything else survived. But I tested the graphics card in another computer, it's definitely fucked. This thing's fucked. But I tried the RAM and the processor, and whatever else I had connected in another motherboard I had laying around, and it worked fine. So I know that it's just the two items that got surged. So if you're wondering why I didn't have a power surge protector, well, I do have a power surge protector, but it didn't work because it wasn't grounded. I have grounded outlets, but the ground part of the outlet isn't actually grounded to anything because this basement, the wiring in this basement has no ground. It's just the two wires, which you can see here. This basement is scary as fuck, and this is actually safer than what it was. I had to do that, and that's the best I could do because it's so shitty down here. So, I mean, look at the wire. If I play with that, the lights go out. It's friggin' scary. That's why my dad and I are going to rewire this place. But anyways, or at least downstairs. Because when this house, most of the stuff in this house is exactly the way it was back in the 40s. So, like some of the wiring has only, like the outlets, some of the outlets in this home only has two prong because that's all the wire has. There's no ground in the wire. You can buy adapters to fix that where it has a ground piece that you hook up to a piece of metal, kind of like the Japanese do with their outlets, but it's not the case here. So anyways, so this is the motherboard that fried. Put an X on it after testing. You couldn't tell it was fried. You can look all over this thing and there's not any burn marks or anything, but it definitely does not work. So what I'm doing now is I had a spare AMD board for my sister's old gaming setup, and I have an 8800 GT in there right now, but it doesn't work properly. You can't boot the Windows because there's lines and stuff. It's basically on its way out the door. But it was enough so I could make sure everything else was working. So I have 8 gigs of RAM in there. It's basically going to have the exact same specifications as the old motherboard that you saw in my computer video, other than the processor is going to be a bit lower end. It's got an AMD processor in there. 2.5 gigahertz with only 1 mega cache compared to the Core 2 Duo, which the Core 2 Duo was 4 megs of cache, 2.66 gigahertz. This is 2.5 gigahertz, 1 mega cache, AMD Athlon 2. So, it's still 2-core, but it's just slightly slower frequency, and it only has a quarter of the cache. So, definitely going to be a bit of a performance loss there. But I just need it for school and the editing and all that. It'll still play most of my games, no problem. So, maybe a little slower, but it'll play all of them. So, I'm not upset. Anyway, so what I'm going to do today, I'm going to do car video as quick as possible so I don't have to edit, because I can't edit right now. I can put on my laptop, this is my timer setup, but it's for school, and I don't want to bog up anything. Luckily, everything's on my external hard drive. So, do the car video, and then I'll see if there's any way I can do the video game video. I'm going to do video on all the stuff in my room. As you can see, right now my room's a complete mess, but I got all these movies. I got some retro games, Atari 2600, NES, Sega Genesis, all this crap, so I'll have to go through it, all my Steam games. So anyways, that's it, and thanks for watching, sorry for the long wait. I'll see you next time.